Yo, happy Tuesday to all. As you know, Tuesday's my second favorite baseball day of the week, second to Friday. Actually, you know what? Let's run the intro first.
Welcome to the source. The source. Source. Hey, get the source.
All right. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. As you can see all the way to the side, Jay Briggs is with us. Last time he was here, the community parlay hit. I see in the comments people talk about the community parlay hasn't hit in a while. Well, hopefully the good luck charm is sitting to my left, or I guess that would be my right. You're right. So we got 15 games to go through today, like we do every Tuesday. I passed out a few of them, but I have 8 bets on my ticket, and I'm going to give out about 10. But I only have one top bet tonight. But anyway, without further ado, let's get it started. The first game, Milwaukee at Philly. Oh, you know what? Let me run a poll real quick. I'm assuming people are going to be on the Phillies here. It's tough with the poll when you have these big favorites because obviously the run line comes into play. But we'll just go Brewers, Phillies, over, under, get that poll rolling. So me personally, I am going to lay the 1.5 with the home team. Not something I like to do. I gave this out on YouTube last night, sticking to my guns here. I think I got it at like plus 102 on FanDuel as of about 45 minutes ago. So I'm assuming it's somewhere in that range still. So Phillies minus 1.5 plus 102. Basically, everything I said on YouTube, I'm sticking to. I think this is a great spot for Aaron Nola. But you know what? Let's start with Tehran. First of all, the wheels are falling off for this man. He started off the season great. Through 6 starts, he had a 1.53 ERA. But in the last 2 starts, his ERA is up over 10, FIP up near 7, and the home run numbers are bad. He cannot keep the ball in the ballpark, and that's significant in this lineup because the Phillies are, watch this, hold on, these are good notes. I just got a little unorganized there. So, first of all, the Phillies lineup has great career numbers against Tehran. They're hitting 336 lifetime against this dude. 336 as a team with a 1096 OPS. In his last 5 starts against the Phillies, he's 0-3 with a 694 ERA and a 3.1 home runs per 9. Those home run numbers are coming into play here. So not only is Tehran struggling to keep the ball in the ballpark, but he's struggling to keep the ball in the ballpark against lefties. The Phillies have 5 lefties in their lineup, including Schwarber and Harper. And also, he has struggled to keep the ball in the ballpark against the Phillies throughout his career. So everything points to the Phillies hitting with power today. And look, I bet on Tehran a couple times early in the season when he was rolling, but I don't have much faith in him anymore. Certainly not tonight. And then the other side, you got Aaron Nola, and everything I said about Tehran, you could basically say the exact opposite. He's owned Milwaukee. He's made 10 career starts against the Brewers. He's 5-1 with a 2.28 ERA and a 1.19 WHIP. So he's owned this team. He's made 4 starts against them since 2021. 1.38 ERA. He's been better at home. He's got a 3.40 ERA compared to a 4.99 on the road. I think everything points to the Phillies smashing Tehran and Nola pitching a gem. So I'm down to lay the 1.5. Bullpen-wise, I guess maybe it's a kind of a wash, but I'll lay the 1.5 because I think the Phillies are going to jump out to an early lead.
Yeah, I leaned under or pass. I was trying to get to Milwaukee, but as you can see in the chart in the below, it's pretty public. I'm really hard to get behind a public dog, especially in this type of situation. Milwaukee's been winning, but the games that they were winning with their pitching and their bullpen on top of that in Cincinnati. And they were playing really good. And they've been playing really good too. But I don't know if I really believe that they can hold this Phillies offense down, but I also don't know if I want to lay a 1.5 with the Phillies because the Milwaukee pitching staff as a whole has been pitching so well, especially that bullpen. A lot of them have been worked a lot lately. Devin Williams pitched 3 straight days in that Red Series. They did have a day off yesterday, but still something to keep in mind. So I don't even know if they use him, especially unless they're essentially winning the game in the 9th. I don't even think they use Devin Williams. So it's under a pass for me. But with it being so public, I'd lean Phillies too.
Jay? Oh, you're muted.
Sorry, my guy. Sorry.
No worries.
But I'm going to go Phillies on the run line with my guy Kyle in this one. I can't trust Tehran, man. You could just go look at his last few games, and They haven't been pretty. The Mets and Chicago, 5 innings, 7 hits, 7 earned. Against Chicago, 9 hits, 6 earned. I think that the Phillies can definitely get to him in this spot. Nola, he's been okay this season. Hasn't been, as good as many thought he would be. But I think we can trust him for a solid outing today. I think the Phillies have been playing some great baseball coming out of the break. And I'm going to roll with them here in this spot. I think they beat up on Milwaukee. I'm going to take them on the run line.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think that the advantage is all in the starting pitching. I just love it for Nola and hate it for Tehran. So completely agree. All right. Oh, our poll. Let's check the results of the poll. Everyone's on the Phillies in our viewership. 75% of the viewers on the Phillies, 19% on the Brewers, 4% under, 2% over. So, all right, let's move on to the next one. LA at Baltimore. Really pissed about how this game went down last night. I had the Orioles and everything looked great except for one pitch. And it was 0-2, 2 outs, bases loaded. What the hell are you throwing a fastball over the plate for? What are you doing? I even said it. Prop Beaver could vouch for this. So I had it on, and I was like, dude, just don't give him anything to hit. I said those words about seconds before he threw that fastball. But anyway, let's get the poll running. Dodgers, Orioles, over, under. All right, cast your votes. I'm doing it. I'm going back to the O's here. Hold on, let me get it up on the screen first. Baltimore money line at like minus 118. Not one of my bigger bets of the night, but I am going to throw a few dollars on it. My reasoning is, so first of all, I hate the spot for Michael Grove. Not only has he been struggling, he's got a 6.89 ERA, 155 WHIP on the season, so he hasn't been great. But specifically on the road, this dude has been it's bad. I mean, he's got an 11.15 ERA on the road this year, an 11.15, a 2.48 WHIP. I mean, truly awful. And it gets even worse on the road against left-handed bats. Listen to this. So on the road against left-handed bats, he's got a 2.87 WHIP. So this man, in his road starts against lefties, is averaging almost 3 base runners allowed per inning against lefties. Why is that significant? Because the Orioles are going to have 7 lefties in their lineup tonight. 7. And this man has terrible numbers against lefties. I bet Baltimore last night because I hated the spot for Sheehan and I thought they would get to him. They did, and then obviously we know what happened. I hate the spot for Michael Grove even more. Truly believe. Oh, and then, by the way, if you look at Baltimore's numbers against right-handed pitching in the last 14 days, 5th in WRC+, 6th in isolated power, 3rd in on-base percentage, everything points to Michael Grove getting smashed tonight. Now, on the other side, we got Tyler Wells, who's having a great season. He's been even better at home. But we're talking about the Dodgers, so that's why it's not one of my bigger bets, because I don't care how good Tyler Wells has been. This Dodgers lineup is back, and they're scary as shit. Doesn't matter how good the matchup is, the Dodgers lineup could come out and hang an 8-piece, and no one would even be shocked. So that's what's holding me back from making it a bigger bet. But with Cano and Bautista both rested in the Orioles bullpen, I'm down to go right back and take another shot with Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm on Baltimore as well. It's kind of public, but it really doesn't matter to me. I really think they should have won that game last night, like Sauce said.
Amen.
It's just one of those things. Just public dogs have just been killing me lately. But either way, on top of what Sauce said about, they also have Colombo, which is their top 3 arms in that bullpen.
You like him? I don't like him. I don't like that guy.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, he's their number 3 guy. So their bullpen's been nailed, so I got to trust him for what it is. And then on the Dodgers side of it, they do have their top 2 guys in Gratterall and Phillips, if that's who you consider. But everybody else pitched yesterday. Brazier pitched 2 days in a row. Vesia pitched 2 days in a row. So they're going to have to use those guys early or a high leverage situation. So I just think that every advantage points to Baltimore right here. So I got to ride the O's just one more time.
Jay, are we making it a sweep for Baltimore?
We are not.
Ooh.
I'm rolling with the Dodgers in this one, man. The O's, I hate fading them in this spot, man. This is where they feast, this small home favorite. Like, this is O's territory, man. But I think the Dodgers are playing the best baseball of the season, and I don't want to fade them. I just don't want to do it. I think the pitching matchup is a little closer than many think. I think Michael Grove will have a decent outing. Hell, the Dodgers have won 4 of his last 5 starts, and if we're just asking when it comes down to offense, I'm trusting this Dodgers bats a little more in this game. And I think they can apply damage like they did last night. It was a close game. And what took it to the Dodgers' way? The offense. And I think we could possibly see it again today. So I'm leaning Dodgers on the money line in this one.
Yeah, I would.
They've won 4 of his last 5, but they've never won a road start of his.
True.
Really, I didn't know that. But yeah, I could get with you that Tyler Wells might get touched up, but Michael Grove, no, I am not with you. This man is going to get smacked. But let's see what the poll thinks. Polls on Baltimore here. 63% of our viewers feeling the Orioles, 25% Dodgers, 10% over, 0% under. Not a single person watching is betting the under in this one. Let's go on to the next one. I would lean over too, by the way, if you force me to bet a total on that. Next one, Cleveland at Pittsburgh. Let's run a poll. Guardians, Pirates, over, under. Okay. So, for me, this one, look, maybe I'm the square. Wait, that's the wrong pie charts in the bottom. Whatever. Sorry about that. I'll hide it so I don't confuse anybody. But I can't get there with Pittsburgh. I'm on Cleveland here. I got it at minus 104 too. It's one of those where like it feels too easy, where it almost feels like I'm fucking up a bit. But I just don't see it. I know some people like Mitch Keller, but I think we need to handicap Mitch Keller for the pitcher he's been for the last 2 months, and maybe not the pitcher he was in the first 6-7 weeks, because he's just not producing at the same level. In his first 10 starts, he did have a 2.44 ERA and a 2.68 FIP. He was looking like a Cy Young candidate through his first 10. But his last 9 starts, his ERA's up over 4. His FIP's up over 4. He hasn't been terrible, but he's just not producing at the same level. And Cleveland's been crushing righties. I mean, in the last, here we go. Blah, blah, blah. I think this is since July 1st. Yeah, the power numbers aren't there, but they're 7th in WRC+, 2nd in on-base percentage, and 1st in strikeout rate. Cleveland leads the league in the last 17, 18 days in strikeout rate against right-handed pitching. That's huge because we know when Mitch Keller can't generate Ks, he becomes more vulnerable. And then Logan Allen, I actually kind of like the spot for him. His best splits are on the road against right-handed bats. The Pirates are going to have 9 righties in the lineup tonight, all 9. Well, it's righties or switch hitters that will be batting from the right side. Yep, but that's his best splits is against them. He's going to be pitching against 9 of them, so I think he could pitch well against the Pirates. Obviously, I don't trust the Pirates bats to begin with. In the last 30 days, 29th at WRC+, 26th in isolated power. Do I even need to go through numbers that show you the Pirates suck? I'm pretty sure you're aware. And then, like, look, I know the bullpen numbers may look like these two units are close, but they're not. We know Cleveland's bullpen is way more talented. They've been struggling recently, but there's no way I'm going to look and be like, oh, the Pirates and Cleveland bullpen are close over the last 30 days. No, they're not. No, they're not. It's just like maybe in the last 30 days they have been, but at this price, I have to take Cleveland.
I'm on Pittsburgh, first 5 on the run line at plus 104. I don't really care what the numbers say in this Pittsburgh team the last 30 days. They're just like the Reds. They've brought up so many guys like Rodriguez and stuff like that, these huge prospects that they expect big things from. So those numbers are really kind of useless to me in my handicap personally. I do think that Mitch Keller, I do like to push back on the Mitch Keller thing. I actually think he's pitched really well over his last 6 starts. Two bad starts in those last 6 on the road at LA at the Dodgers, where he gave up 4 runs on 8 hits. And then on the road at Milwaukee, where he gave up 4 runs on 8 hits. But he also went on the road to Miami, pitched 7 innings. He gave up a run. At home against the Padres, 6 innings, only gave up a run. And on the road against Arizona, 7 innings and didn't give up a run. So I would argue that Mitch Keller's pitching just as well as he was at the beginning of the year.
Arizona
he did have
sucks.
a down period. He did have a down period. Okay, well, do the Dodgers suck?
No, I'll give you the Dodgers.
The Miami suck. I mean,
I'll give you the Dodgers.
You can say the Padres suck, but their bats aren't bad.
I didn't say the Padres suck. I said the D-backs.
I'm just saying that you could say that. I'm just saying.
Perhaps.
Either way, I don't trust Pittsburgh to win the game. I don't really want to deal with all that, but I think there's a little bit of an advantage in the first 5. Logan Allen's been pretty decent. I'll give him that this year for the most part, but over his last 4 starts, he's got hit up by the Padres in Houston. He pitched well against the Royals in Oakland. So I'll take that. 2 good ones, 2 bad ones against bad and good teams. I don't know. I just trust the Pirates at home right now at a plus price in the first 5. I'll take it.
Damn. Jay?
Give me the Guardians in this one on the money line. I'm just gonna
Smart pick. Smart
yeah.
pick.
I can't I can't mess with the Pirates right now. I just haven't liked what I've seen from them collectively. They came out the break still kind of flat, and I think that's what we're going to see from them over the course of the rest of the season. They had the hot start to the year, but since then, they just haven't cut it on. I think the Guardians in the middle of a tight division battle, still in the thick of things. Logan Allen, has I kind of agree with Toast. He has been hit up quite a bit recently, but he's been still getting the win, and the Guardians still have seemed to get wins when he's on the mound. Think the Guardians get to Keller in this one. I think this is going to be a close game, good game, but I think the Guardians win it when it's all said and done.
Yeah, and you know what? If you gun to my head, I would say it's very possible that all three of us win our bets here. With the Pirates being up like 3-1 after 5 and the bullpen blowing in. I think that's possible, but I wouldn't take Cleveland in the first 5, even though I do like the spot for Logan Allen. But all right, let's move on to the poll. Everyone's with me and Jay on Cleveland. 75% on the Cleveland Guardians, 14% on Pittsburgh, 6% under, 5% over. Let's move on to the next one. Padres at Blue Jays. If you got, you know what? Let me run a poll because in my opinion, this is such a coin flip. Padres, Blue Jays. If you guys remember on last night's video, I was like, you know what? I want to see what the line does. It's because I was literally looking at it and going through numbers. I couldn't find any sort of angle here. So I'm going to say Padres are pass, but this is a pass for me. I would like to hear what Toast has to say about it.
This is really simple for me. Padres first 5 money line at -120. Full unit for me. There's no question that the Padres in the first 5 are a team that you can back and make money on. There is zero question about that. You can go back and look through it. They're very good. They're one of the best teams scoring in the first 5 as well. What happens is the back end. Their bullpen's dog shit, and they can't score late in ball games when it matters. They're dog shit. So that's what happens. They lose games. But you can trust Joe Musgrove. I can tell you that. I keep on saying this. Joe Musgrove and Blake Snell are the hottest 1-2 pitchers in baseball right now, and they continue to go out there and absolutely shove. I expect Joe Musgrove to pitch well. I know that Malik Manoah had a nice soft landing in Detroit to get his feet wet. If he can do it here against the Padres offense, that's number 1 in WRC plus like the last 14 days, or if they're not number 1, they're top 5 easily. I trust the Padres to get some runs off of Manoah. I trust Musgrove to pitch well like he always has, and the Padres to blow it late in the ball game somehow.
All right. Yeah, I don't hate that at all.
I got the hat on today, man. Let me get them Blue Jays and my guy.
That's a sharp
Alek
stab.
Manoah. And give me Alek Manoah and Toronto on the money line in this one, man. These are my thoughts. A little biased here. I like Toronto. Toronto is probably my second favorite team, but the Padres, I just feel like they just continuously get priced like they're a good team, and they're below 500, and that's what they've been all season. And yes, Musgrove has been solid. We cannot deny that. He has been absolutely dealing, to be honest. And Alek Manoah was terrible to start the season. And his first start back, was against the Tigers. But these are two teams going in two different directions. The Blue Jays are absolutely heating up right now. Come out of the break, swept the Diamondbacks, who are still competing, and I still think have a legitimate shot to win that division. And what the Padres do, had a chance to possibly get right back to 500 and let the Phillies kick them out of Philadelphia. I'm somebody who's going to continue to fade the Padres until the Padres wake up and decide to be the team that they should be. And I think the Toronto Blue Jays have a legitimate shot to win this game with Manoah's first home start back in quite some time. So give me Toronto money line in this one.
If you just took the starting pitchers out and just look at this game, I'd be like, oh, Toronto money line to +112 without a doubt. It's Musgrove versus Manoah that makes it like really tough for me. But like I said, I'm not betting this one. Let's see what the viewers think.
I think you're crazy. And I'm a big Padres fan. Everybody knows that. I think that you're crazy if you're laying it right now with this team personally.
What, the -130 or whatever on the money line?
-130, -115. If you're not getting essentially even money with the Padres, with the way that bullpen and the way until they start scoring and that bullpen proves it, like you can only play them in the first 5. And look at all their numbers. They're really good in the first 5. They are terrible late in ball games.
That bullpen's disgusting. I mean, that guy Tim Hill If he comes in, just live bet against the Padres every time he takes the mound.
I don't want to talk about it. Next game.
All right, so our poll is on San Diego, 65% on the Padres, 27% on the Blue Jays, 5% under, 2% over in that poll. Let's move on to the next one. White Sox at Mets. Let me get a poll going on this one. White Sox, Mets, over, under.
I see in the comments that there's the Manoah trash comments. I get that he's been bad, but anybody that says that knows his baseball, whether on TV, beat writers and stuff, they all say that he should be figured out sooner or later. It was a mental thing. So I would pump the brakes on that and let that kid pitch a little bit more.
My God, he'll be back. He'll be back.
Well, and also, it's not like that always happens. When a guy I shouldn't say always, but when a guy goes down to the minors and comes back, he comes back with a new energy. Usually goes down there and works on something like developing one of his pitches or whatever the hell he was doing. But usually you come back with some new energy. That's why I hammered Blue Jays pretty hard in his first start back against Detroit. But anyway, White Sox at Mets. I'm on the New York Mets, and I'm going to.
Fun. Of course you are.
I mean,
you can copy and paste that.
Maybe the best team in baseball right now. That's a joke. That's a joke. I actually think I got this at minus 120. Whatever. I'll put minus 125. I think if you line shop, you can find a better price than that, though. So look, I'm not ignoring Carlos Carrasco's home away splits. As I said last night, I will fully acknowledge that he has terrible numbers at home at Citi Field this year. Completely get it. That being said, a lot of that damage came earlier in the year. I was going to say toast, like I'm not done with my sentence yet. All right, so yeah, a lot of that damage came early in the year. If you look at his last 3 starts, he's actually been pretty solid. He's got a 2.12 ERA, 1.12 whip, FIP sitting around 4 even. So he seems to have figured it out a bit. I know the White Sox bats do have really good career numbers against Carrasco. They're hitting 343 against them as a team with a 929 OPS. I know, but when you're dealing with a veteran like Carrasco, I don't know how much weight I put into those numbers. I mean, most of those at-bats are probably back when he was with Cleveland. I mean, we could be talking about 5 years ago, which, like, who cares? Like, you know what I mean? It's worth mentioning, but, like, I kind of, that of all the notes, that's, like, the least important one, in my opinion. But that's where the good news ends for the White Sox, right there, because they've been absolutely terrible against right-handed pitching recently. Since July 1st, the White Sox are 28th in OPS, 29th at WRC+. So this has been one of the worst lineups in baseball against righties. They are truly ice cold. Even with having good history against Carlos Carrasco, I still don't think we can count on more than 1 or 2 runs off from them in the first 5. But speaking of bad home-away splits, can we talk about Lucas Giolito for a second? Because he's pitching on the road in Citi Field, and you see a definite drop-off in production from him, and you look at his home and away starts here. 2.44 ERA at home, jumps up to a 4.71 on the road. Home run numbers, whip numbers, FIP numbers, all significantly worse. I shouldn't say significantly, all definitely worse on the road for Giolito. And by the way, the Mets are hitting, man. Since July 1st, the Mets are 3rd in isolated power, 6th in OPS, 5th in WRC+. The Mets are hitting. They're going to smack Giolito up. And look, everyone knows I don't like the Mets bullpen at all, but White Sox bullpen really isn't great either, so I don't even give the White Sox a huge edge there. I'd say slight edge. So yeah, Mets money line at home. I love it. I shouldn't say I love it. It's not like my top bet or anything. I like it.
You love it. There's no takebacks on this show. We know that. You love it. Mets money line as well for me. Just really quickly, just to address the Mets are the White Sox against Carrasco in their career. There's some good numbers as a whole. The only batter that I'm really truly worried about is Elroy Jimenez, who's 3 for 4 with a double and a homer. That's what worries me. Tim Anderson is 11 for 37. That's decent. That's decent numbers, but he got 1 extra base hit. Like, I'm not really going to worry about singles. And then Elvis Andrus 7 for 19 against him. I mean, if Elvis Andrus beats me, so be it in a big spot. I'll take my chances there. And like Saw said, Carrasco's all that damage that he did, all those bad numbers he has at home earlier in the year and stuff. That was when he was essentially trying to work through an injury. Since then, he starts against Arizona, San Francisco, Philly, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Philly. I mean, he hasn't really got hit up at all. I mean, Atlanta and St. Louis kind of got to him. But besides that, I mean, he's pitched pretty damn well. Kyle talked about the Mets' success and the hitting. And then on top of that, they just got done playing the Dodgers and the Padres. I mean, those are very good pitching staffs on both of them at certain times. So it's just one of those things, right? I just think that it's time for the Mets bats to break out a little bit. They've been hitting too well not to. I don't trust Giolito on the road in general, so I'll take my chances with the Mets.
Jay?
I hate to do this again, man. Not bring in the sweep, but I'm going with the White Sox.
Oh my God, I can't believe
Also, just really quickly, Jay, one thing. I just think it's a little bit of a down spot after that huge 2 wins in Atlanta. But sorry, go ahead.
But Toast, see, I like that the White Sox got those 2 wins in Atlanta.
All right, I can't argue that. I can see it going both ways.
And I think that some of that momentum carries over into today. I just do. And another team, I talked about how I like fading the Padres. I think they're overvalued on a day-to-day basis. I think the same thing with the Mets. Another high payroll team, a team that talent-wise should probably be up there with the top echelon teams, but they're a below 500 team. And I think the White Sox, Giolito, I don't think that either starting pitcher is going to determine the outcome in this one. I think Carrasco gets hit. I think Giolito gets hit. I think they both get hit. The value I'm getting with the White Sox, I think the team playing the slightly better baseball right now just took 2 off of the Braves on the road. I'd rather be on them in this spot, man. Until the Mets as well, same thing I said with the Padres. Until they decide to wake up and show me some things, I don't want to be on them. It's a team I'd rather fade.
All right, so we're yet to sweep a game, sweep one of these games. Toast, by the way, Eloy Jimenez is out.
Oh, even better.
All right. So White Sox win the poll from our viewers, 45% on Chicago, 40% on the Mets. So pretty close there. 9% over, 4% under. Let's move on to the next one. Giants at Reds. All right. I mean, I'll say Giants are pass, I guess. But with this first game, they're going to go out and play, 3 innings or something?
Yeah. I
don't even want to go through my notes because I have no interest in betting it. So Giants are pass for me.
Yeah, it's Reds or pass for me, but I really have no interest. There's some hitter props I'm going to post and stuff like that. There's really good weather. So I think it'd be a better, for me personally, I think it's a game just to target, like Yastrzemski is on my home run list. Matt McClain's on my home run list. I'll post all that stuff. I just think it's a better thing just to hit player props in this one and not worry about who's winning or losing because it's essentially a mini doubleheader, and you just don't really want to deal with that personally.
Jay?
Yep, I'm Reds or pass in this one as well. It's a tough game. I had the Reds in the first game yesterday. I thought that their losing streak would come to an end, and maybe the Giants are due for some slight regression. I still don't know how I'm feeling about that because the results are not yet in.
I hate that.
So it's a tough spot for me in this game. So it's kind of just like I said, a lean on Cincinnati, but it's mainly a pass.
For me, this one was like one of these lucky streaks have to come to an end. So Luke Weaver has been pitching like shit, but the Reds are 7-0 in his last 7 starts. So like that has to come to an end. Eventually, you can't have a 9 ERA and win every game. Eventually that's going to come to an end. And then on the other side, you got the Giants who have somehow won 5 in a row or something like that. Like how? They're not even playing well, so that needs to come to an end too. Yeah, let's not even waste any more time talking about this bomb game.
It's just really hard to get a solid be extremely happy about a bet in this game, because I see the comments talking too. But yeah, it's just hard.
D-backs at Braves. I'll put a poll up. I don't know how. Trust me. I wanted to get to the Diamondbacks. I just could not do it the way they're hitting. Zach Davies has been good on the road this year, but he hasn't really been good recently. And then on the road in Atlanta, righty starters have just been getting rocked in that ballpark. So I can't get there. I'll say maybe Braves or pass if you want to use the Braves money line in a parlay or something. I didn't personally, but that's probably what I would do. Toast.
For me, it's over or pass. I might sprinkle D-backs first 5 just because I'm a Braves Bryce Elder hater. But it's just really hard for me to fade this Braves team after 2 straight losses. The there's, as much as I hate them, there's no denying the fact of how good this offense is, especially at home, especially early in ball games. So it's really hard to play a first 5 against the Braves, especially when they're at home. I do think the Diamondbacks bats are going to come around sooner or later. I just think that there are young kids, and sometimes they go through hot and low streaks. This is part of their low streak. So Bryce Elder has been somehow, some way, pitching well all year, and it's starting to come back to earth just a little bit. The Rays got to him. I don't expect that type of performance again, so maybe a bounce back there, but I'm definitely not paying that price with the Braves. And I've been actually trying to find ways to bet on the Braves. I've been trying to become a better person. Just couldn't do it today.
Toast, man. I really thought, man, you was coming in here today, was gonna slam the table with me, and let's go Diamondbacks, because that's what I'm
don't.
You're not
if you
doing
want me
it.
to ride the coattails, I'll ride your coattails right
Let's
now. You
go.
say the word,
Let's
bro.
go,
I'll do it
man.
right friggin'
I'm
now.
taking
You guys are
Diamondbacks
fucking crazy.
on the money line, man. Hey, Braves have lost 3 or 4. It is what it is. And Elder, I mean, his last 2 games haven't been the best. They just haven't. Cleveland got to him 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned. I mean, for Elder standards, that's not a great game. And Tampa really lit him up. He only went 3 innings and gave up 7 earned in that one. I think the Diamondbacks are a dangerous team on a daily basis. I know they've lost 4 straight. You know, the morale's kind of low, but I think this is an exact Diamondbacks type spot. This is the spot where they're going to wake up and sneak and get a dub. They stole the first one off of Atlanta in the first series. The Diamondbacks have been absolutely money. I wish I had the stat up, but they've been money in first game of the series all season long. And I think they have a legitimate shot to wake up in this one and shock the world again. I love the plus money price on the Diamondbacks. I'm taking a shot.
I mean, I respect your backbone to take that shot. I'm a bold one also who enjoys taking shots like that, but I couldn't get there at this one. Let's see if anybody in the chat agrees with you. Very few. 77% on Atlanta, just 13% on Arizona, 7% over, 1% under. So I'll root D-backs for you. I hope you win, but I'm good. Marlins at Cardinals. I'm laying the 1.5 with the home team again here. But hold on, let me run a poll. Actually, Marlins, Cardinals, over, under. So yeah, I accidentally spoiled who I was picking in this one. There's that poll. For some reason the poll's taking a second to pop up. Whatever, I'll just keep going. I'm sure it'll pop up.
It's a sham poll at this point.
St. Louis minus 1.5. You can get that at plus 140. So, get my notes out for this one. All right. So we got Edward Cabrera, who I like, by the way. You could rewind back a month or 2 ago on this channel. You'll hear me speaking positively about Edward Cabrera. I like him. That being said, it's his first start in over a month, and he's got to do it in Busch Stadium against this red-hot Cardinals lineup. And if you don't know just how hot this Cardinals lineup has been, you want to know where they rank against right-handed pitching since July 1st? First in the MLB. Want to know where they rank at home in Busch Stadium since July 1st? Second to only the Dodgers. You do not want to be a right-handed pitcher coming into Busch Stadium. You don't want to be a lefty either. This lineup's hot right now, and I just don't. I like Edward Cabrera, but this is a really tough spot to just be thrown back into the rotation for the first time in 5 weeks and some change, about 5 weeks. So I really don't have a ton of faith in Cabrera here. And on the other side, Jordan Montgomery. Look, he might be coming off a bit of an injury himself, but he only missed 10 days. Really he hasn't been out of the rotation long at all. In fact, you can make the argument that he really didn't even miss a start with the All-Star break thrown in there. Since June 1st, Montgomery's got a 1.48 ERA and a 2.98 FIP. He's been good as shit. Now, I know the Marlins lineup has shown life against lefties. I trust the Marlins lineup against lefties more so than I do against righties, but I'm not fading Montgomery right now. I think he's really that good. He's been on. If he continues pitching the way he's pitching, this should cast pretty easily for a plus 140 bet. I know there's some concerns with the Cardinals bullpen. I will concede that. Absolutely. I don't trust it either. I was shitting my pants watching that game last night. I had Cardinals as my top bet last night. I was shitting my pants watching that. That being said, all your concerns about the Cardinals bullpen, you could copy and paste it and put it right under the Marlins bullpen as well. And actually, the Cardinals bullpen somehow is better rested than the Marlins, too. The Marlins, Dylan Floro threw 30 pitches, so he probably won't be available. But yeah, I'm laying the 1.5 with the Cards at home.
I'm playing the over. I didn't play the easy over in Chicago yesterday because I thought it was just too easy. And so over 8. I just think that this number is a little bit too low. Sauce talked about how good the Cardinals have been, and I want Cardinals to score runs, but then Miami over the last 14 is number 5 in, against left-handed pitching in WRC plus. So the Fish have seen lefties pretty well as well. He talked about both these pitchers might have a little bit of rust to shake off as well. I don't really trust either bullpen on top of that. So I think this is actually just an easy over for me.
Jay's got the money Marlins. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what he's about to say. Those exact words.
I was not going to say that. I'm kind of leaning toward the Cards in this one.
Okay.
I do love the money Marlins. That is what I call them. But man, they really let me down last night, man. Man, I thought Luzardo and crew was gonna give me that dub. Then they had bases loaded. I got a little excited, man. I said, okay, here we go. And they let me down, man. And that's they've been struggling. They've now lost 4 straight in the Cards. They've won 4 or 5. The Cardinals are usually a second half team. The reason this is not a official play for me is the Cardinals are just not a team that I like to play. I don't like to play these teams that should be better but just aren't. And I think that's where the Cardinals usually fall in. Can they go on a run in the second half? Possibly. But in this one, I do think that they are the better team slightly in this very game today, and I would lean them on the money line.
Yeah, all right, cool. So he is leaning with me. Yeah, we say that now. The Jay, we say that yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. That's actually become a phrase in the office. If you guys don't watch Jay on YouTube, you should check it out. He has a good show. All right. Nats at Cubs. Actually, I got to tail some of your I haven't looked at any Summer League, and I saw it popped up in my notifications that you were doing a Summer League video. I got to check it out. I'll tail some of your stuff.
It's over now. It's over.
Oh, is it? It shows you how much I was paying attention.
Day. I'm kind of sad about it, to be honest.
Fun. It'll basketball come around the corner eventually.
I know. That's my favorite.
All right, Nats at Cubs. I can't run a poll. I lost the chat for some reason. You know what? Let me try something real quick. I'm going to try to open up a new window and see maybe if it's just my window because I can't have no polls. We need that for the community parlay later. Come on. All right, polls back.
Hey.
Okay, polls back. All right, so let's run a poll. Sorry about that. Nats. I promise during football season, Prop Beaver's going to be doing all this. You should learn how to do this, Prop Beaver. He's pissed off about something. Yeah, well. All right, so all that anticipation to say Nats are past here. Look, I can't. I feel like I can't give out an objective bet on this one because Pat Corbin's my guy, and I think he's gonna win. But like, there's no way I could sell you on it. Like Patrick Corbin on the road in Wrigley Field, the Cubs have actually tagged up a few lefties. I can't sell you on it. I'm not actually betting the Nats, but Corbin's a gamer. Corbin's an absolute gamer. And Jameson Tyone, I don't trust at all. So I'll say Nats are past, but I'm not kicking down the door to get you to bet the Nats in this one.
Just really quickly, a little inside baseball with this show. Kyle calls me last night and goes, hypothetically, who would the Nats start in game 2?
We were having an argument in the office.
And I had no idea that he loved Patrick Corbin that much. So when he said Patrick Corbin's my guy, that's all I could think of is him being like, oh, he should be the starter.
That's correct.
I agreed
he would
with
start
you.
game
I did agree with you. I agreed with you for kind of. I don't know. That'd be a weird hypothetical. But anyway, I thought that was funny. I would lean Nats first 5. I don't want to deal with the Nats bullpen, but I do lean the Nats. I played the Cubs yesterday. They got throttled. The Nats have just been playing really well. I don't really trust this Cubs offense at all. I thought they could come to life a little bit. They haven't really. I know Bellinger and stuff and Suzuki are hot, but that's really about it. It's really hard for me to get a read. I kind of lean over as well, but it doesn't look like the weather was that great or something like that. But yeah, it's just a Nats or pass.
Jay, you got
only the first 5.
You got a bet in this one?
Nah, I do not. This one's a pass for me. I don't know if Talien's gonna have a good game. I want to take the Cubs, but I know he looked good against the Yankees in the last one, but I have to see like back to back.
Well, that's because he was his old team, though. That's what I'm chalking that up to.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I have to see another performance before I want to, try to back him. The Nats, they have been pretty profitable if you kind of been betting them here recently. And I just don't really like the spot. I'm not a Corbin guy.
You got to jump on the train, man. Patrick Corbin just man knows how to win.
So, this one's just a pass for me.
All right. It doesn't seem like anyone really loves that game. Let's see what the poll thinks. Wow. Nationals win the poll. We got some Nats bettors in the viewership today. No, I didn't ban Prop Beaver from the live feed. He's working right next to me. He does the graphics for the night show. If you're wondering how there's so many graphics, he does that. All right, so 42% on Washington, 34% on Chicago, 18% over. So there are some overs out there.
Yeah, I think that might be the play. I think I'm a little overthinking that one.
Rays at Rangers, no question. I'm on Texas without a doubt. It looks super square. The line movement's sketchy. It dropped from -140 to -130. Even though the action seems to be on the Rangers, don't care. I'm betting him at -130. I like Eovaldi a lot. Prop Review called him Nate Eovaldi in the thing. Does anyone call him Nate?
Yeah, we do. We call him Nate.
All right. So yeah, I'm on Texas. This is just a straight bet on Nate Eovaldi against a Rays lineup that I don't trust. I don't really trust the Rays at all right now. Certainly don't trust them on the road that much. They shouldn't be priced like this against Texas. I know that Texas has shown signs of weakness recently, but clear-cut starting pitching advantage at home, -130, no-brainer.
Yeah, I'm on Texas as well. I kind of got lucky and hit that first 5+ money with the Rays yesterday, and then they shit the bed in the second half. The bad thing is that Texas saw all those relievers yesterday, so it's not like they're going to be coming out of there surprising them. I think it's just too cheap for this Texas team. I don't care that it's square in public. It is what it is. I just think that it's sooner or later. There's too many guys. Ezekiel Duran, Corey Seager, all these guys have really good numbers off of Bradley as well, and they've already seen Bradley. So I trust Nate Eovaldi after coming off not a great performance to come out here at home and shove.
So people do call him Nate. Really, I've never heard that. I just saw it on the graphic here. Probably made these graphics. So I guess Nate is his nickname. All right.
And here goes the sweep.
There we go. Our first sweep.
Let me get my favorite team, the Rangers, in this one today, man. Out of the break, they've won all four. They've yet to lose out of the break. Winners of 4 straight. All have been at home, and they haven't been all the prettiest. A few were in comeback fashion, but that's been the Rangers of this year, man. There's been a fun team. Their bats get going at home. I'm with Toast. I think they possibly get the Bradley in this one as well. I think the vibes in Texas are at an all-time high. I think they've had this series circled for a while. Tampa Bay is not the same team on the road. They're a 50-50 team on the road. In the Trop, money. Absolute money in the Trop. But on the road, what are they, 25 and 22?
Right, and they started off hot, too. So,
exactly.
I bet you if you look in the last, 6 weeks, it's actually pretty bad on the road.
So I think the Rangers come out of their All-Star break winning 5 straight. They didn't have 6 All-Stars for no reason. It's a good team right now, and the vibes are high, and I'm loving having fun baseball again in Arlington.
I might have to quickly on the Rays record: 3-7 their last 10, 8-12 their last 20, 13-17 their last 30. They really haven't been playing well for a while.
Yeah, exactly. You could say the same. You were saying the same thing about the Rangers, so you could say the same thing. But on the road, Rangers. I might have to throw a few extra. I didn't realize that we would all be on Texas here.
And not to mention, Bradley was really good to start the year, but he's really kind of fallen off. Texas scored 4 off of him. Oakland and Baltimore, he was good. And then Arizona, Seattle, Atlanta, 7, 5, and 4. So, yeah.
I put out a YouTube video. I backed him in a sharp spot against, I forget who it was, but I took him I'm back at Bradley. His expected FIP is dope. This kid's going to start pitching.
It was against Baltimore.
I forget who it was, but he got absolutely murdered. And
that was probably Arizona then.
He got crushed. But all right, so viewership is definitely in agreement with us. So we are all collectively on Texas tonight. 68% of the viewers on the Rangers, 24% on Tampa, 4% over, 1% under.
Nasty
all right,
Nate.
Move on to the next game. Tigers.
That's his nickname, Kyle. Nasty Nate. That's his
Does
nickname.
anyone actually call him that, or is that what you call him?
No, that's his actual nickname, Nasty Nate.
Nasty Nate. Okay. Anyway, Tigers at Royals. Should I even run a poll? Yeah, I'll run a poll. I kind of like this pitching matchup here. Tigers, Royals over under. This game did not. Ooh, I'm sorry. My notes for this one are all the way up top.
Really?
This game did not make my final ticket, but if I was to bet it, it would be first 5 under 4.5. So I'll put first 5 under 4.5, but it's more of like a lean. It's first 5 under or pass for me. All right. So obviously, as sure as you've heard, or if you looked at the ESPN app, Tariq Skubal yet to give up a single earned run of the season. He's made 2 starts. He's only thrown 4 innings in each start, but just 2 hits combined in those 2 starts, 0 earned runs. Tigers are 0-2 in those games, though, so it's not even like they're taking advantage of that. And the most surprising thing, and I don't know if you saw it, I put it on YouTube last night. Want to know how the Kansas City Royals rank against lefties since July 1st? 2nd in OPS, 3rd in WRC+, 2nd and 3rd in the MLB since July 1st. Now, here's the thing. With the All-Star break in there, and they haven't seen any lefty starters, they've seen one. It's only 47 plate appearances, so not much weight carried by those numbers. But they are top 3 against lefties since July 1st. The only lefty they did see in that time, Julio Urias, and they rocked him into another planet. But that was all the way back on July 1st, so I don't know how much weight that carries. We're talking about, 2.5 weeks ago? I don't really care about that. I don't really feel comfortable betting the Kansas City Royals lineup to be the first one to spark up Tariq Skubal on the season. So I think he'll pitch well. And on the other side, I like Daniel Lynch. Prop Beaver's a Daniel Lynch guy. We are Daniel Lynch supporters in this house.
Absolutely. There'll be no bad talk of Daniel Lynch.
Yeah, he's solid. I mean, we're not claiming he's some kind of ace, but if you look at his game logs, like his earned run numbers, his FIP numbers, he's pretty consistent with the exception of that one game where the Reds sparked him. So I think against a Tigers lineup that really hasn't shown much life, sure, they got to Hogan Harris, but JP Sears threw a 7 1/3 inning shutout against them. Austin Gomer threw a gem against them. So we're seeing some lefties dominate this Tigers lineup. I think Daniel Lynch could throw a good one too. So this is me backing both starting pitchers. That's how I would bet it.
Yeah, I'm on the Royals here at plus 150 on the money line. Yeah, I just think that's way too big of I'm sorry, plus 140. Excuse me, plus 140. Kind of a play on the number for me. Last 2 times Skubal went to Kansas City, it's kind of been a house of horrors for him. He got hit up hard. It was last year, obviously. But at the same time, Daniel Lynch has already shown this year that he can pitch well against Detroit. This Kansas City team is showing a little bit of signs of life. I mean, they're losing games, but they played well against Tampa Bay. I think that doubleheader. They won a game against Cleveland. They scored 6 runs the night before and lost. So I just think that, and you talked about it, they've had a little bit of success against lefties too in the recent past. So I'll take my chance for a small half unit play on a big plus price with KC.
Jay?
Man, I feel like I got lucky last night with Detroit.
Yeah, I lost the first 5, so enjoy that win.
I had them yesterday. It was a sweat. And I feel like this one looks like Detroit should get the win. Everything that I look at tells me Detroit. And did this line open up this high this morning? I don't think it did. I think.
Well, I have it as last night at minus 155, but I could pull up the exact.
I thought that's what it was around there too. I'm seeing it even higher right now. So I'm with Toast. I don't want to really pay this price with the Tigers and Skubal. I think they possibly get the win. The Royals are not a team that I usually look to back very often, but I'm definitely not paying this price with the Tigers. So it's Tigers or pass for me.
Royals or pass, you mean? Or you saying
no,
Tigers or pass?
Tigers or pass. But I don't want to pay that price is what I'm trying to get at.
So actually Toast says
I think this is like my 3rd bet of the Royals this year. Like I never bet them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I guarantee you I've bet the Royals more than both of you, and you know what? I did have 2 of their wins over Tampa though. But I've also had plenty of losses with them too. Not try to act like I've been cashing on the Royals.
I do have Riley Green in a hit parlay. He has really good numbers. Is Salvador Perez playing? Baseball Press is down. I don't know where you even get to lineups.
Let me
look.
I'm
like naked.
Salvador Perez
really good...
is in the expected lineup, but it's not confirmed. It's not confirmed yet, though.
Okay, well that means yeah. If he plays, he's got really good numbers as well. So Bobby Witt's heating up. Let's go Royals.
All right, poll 58% Detroit. 19% Kansas City, 17% under. So a decent amount of people in the community betting the under here. Let's move on to the next one. Astros at Rockies. This is an ultimate pass for me. I'm just gonna write pass. If they want to bet this one, have fun. I'm good.
I'm not betting it, but I do know. Shout out to our boy Danny Dirt. He's on the Astros team total over 6.5. If you want to get dirty, you can play that.
he did Danny Dirt take that? I didn't even see that.
Posted it, yeah.
Jay,
I will roll with the over overall in this one. We saw how fun and how much scoring went on between the Astros and the Angels this past weekend. Every game went just about over the total. Exciting action. The Rockies, they had some fun games with New York on the road, and we know we're in Coors. And I think Jake Bird probably gets lit up. Hunter Brown hasn't been in the best form either. I do think he's the much better arm on the field, but I can see the Rockies chipping in a few runs. I think most of the damage comes from Houston, though, and we get over this total. I think some runs are scored.
see, this is how little I gave a shit about this game. I still thought it was Matt Koch pitching. I didn't even know Jake Bird was starting.
Well,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah,
They switched it.
it's
Right? It
all the
was Koch
same.
last night,
Yeah,
right?
it was, they've been going back and forth as well.
Well,
I think I'm going to end up tailing you on that over. I didn't realize how good of hitting conditions there was today. Ballpark Pal has them 27% homers, 34. It's green all over the place. So good news. And it's Hunter Brown's first time to Coors, which is not good. So
Yeah,
maybe
I don't
Nolan
trust
Jones.
Hunter Brown at all. That's why I wanted to find
I was
a way.
waiting for that. I was waiting for like a dissertation of how bad Hunter Brown was.
Yeah, he's
Well,
been struggling.
I'm not trying to bet the Rockies with Matt Koch or Jake Bird. I'm good.
No, but you could have played like a over or something.
yeah, but I'd rather
Nolan
just
Jones, I
pass.
think, might hit a homer tonight.
Nolan Jones. I like Nolan Jones. Yanks at Angels. I'm kind of curious to see where these guys are at on this one because I'm not very confident in my pick, but I'm betting it. This made the ticket. I don't absolutely love it, but I'm taking the Angels. I think I got it at like minus 109. It's basically a pick 'em. So hold on. I'm taking the Angels, and the thing is, my angle is thin. What I think is my prediction for this game is very thin.
Well,
I
at least
think
you got God on your team. That helps.
I think Patrick Sandoval is going to shove today. That's my angle. And I know there's not really a ton of numbers that show that, right? Because the Yankees have great numbers against left-handed pitching in the last 30 days. They're fourth in OPS, third in WRC+. So the Yankees have crushed lefties. And Sandoval just had a terrible June. But the thing is, his FIP and expected FIP numbers were both under 4. And then he just put up a great start on the road in San Diego. Not an easy spot to go pitch if you're a lefty. So everyone knows that I'm a Patrick Sandoval guy. Let me put the poll up for this one. I'm sorry about that. I forgot. But yeah, I see. Like, if you've watched this channel, you know that I like Patrick Sandoval. But also, if you watch this channel, you know that I have no problem fading teams that I like. I fade the Mets all the time. I fade the Cowboys all the time. Well, not the last couple of years, but so yeah. But I really think we're going to see things turn around for Patrick Sandoval in this second half, and I think we're looking at a bit of fool's gold when it comes to the Yankees' numbers against lefties. Because, yeah, they're fourth in OPS, third in WRC plus in the last 30 days. But if you look at the lefty starters that have pitched against them, yeah, they got to Drew Smyly and they got to Liberator back on the July 1st. But Jordan Montgomery blanked them. Austin Gomer just pitched a great game against the Yankees. So I don't know how much I buy into the numbers. So I think Sandoval's going to pitch great. And then the Angels bats, I think we could put that slump behind us. The last 3 righties to pitch against the Angels, they scored 3 runs on Christian Javier, 4 runs on JP France, 4 runs on Tony Gonsolin. So I think that brief, because the Angels have been consistent. Their lineup has been consistent all season. Then they had like a shitty 8 or 9 day stretch. I think that's officially in the past. So I'm on the Angels. I don't trust the bullpen, but the Yankees bullpen's been trash too.
Yeah, it's Angels are pass for me. I just don't see how you can bet this Yankees team. I mean, I honestly, if you just go back to the Yankees' last 10 games, they're 3-7. They had a random win against Colorado, that first win of the or that second game of the series. And besides that, they had a 1 win against Chicago at home and a win against Baltimore at home, which seems to be fool's gold. So they've also played 2 back-to-back extra inning games. Angels have played two extra inning games in their last 3. I don't really trust either bullpen. I wanted to play the over, but I truly believe that I kind of agree with Sauce that Sandoval, last year he pitched against the Yankees, he kind of shoved against them. He went 7 innings, only gave up 3 hits, and 2 of them were runs. So I don't really have. as much as the Yankees have hit well against lefties, I don't have any confidence that they're going to come in here and hit well. So, like I said, Ohtani is God. He can just continues to do his thing. So I'm going to play Ohtani total bases continually like I always do, and probably bet the Angels a little bit later.
Sweeping it, Jay?
We're sweeping it. I'm going Angels. So this morning, I was leaning Yankees. I was, but like Toast said, when you just deep dive it, man, this is not a Yankees team that's playing good baseball right now. And the Angels, call it what you want, but at home, they've been pretty solid over the course of the season. They have, and this is a game I'd rather pass, but I think the Angels are the right side in this one. I'm with Toast. They have God on their team. That home run yesterday and the bat flip gave me
dude, Alonso plays for the Mets.
That gave me
Sauce
absolute
isn't
chills.
an Ohtani guy. He hates him.
I don't hate him.
Yes, you do.
I don't
Let's
hate
just
him.
not. Let's just stop.
Hey, and I think the Angels could get this one done today. So I'm gonna lean in their direction in this one. Tough game though.
So it looks like we're all leaning Angels, but it kind of sounds like we're all said the same thing because I started off by saying I don't have a ton of confidence. Toast said Angels are pass. Doesn't sound like Jay's kicking the door down to hammer this one either. So kind of seems like we're all on Angels or pass here.
Yeah, the Angels. I would be kicking. The Angels have just been the worst bullpen in the last 2 weeks or a month. I mean, it's just really, really bad by like a big margin. So it's just really hard to trust them. But yeah, it's even harder to trust the Yankees at this point.
We're not going to need it when Pat Sandoval throws 9 shutout innings. And
If that happens, that'd be great.
that would be lovely. So it looks like the community is agreeing with us here. 47% on the Angels, 34% on the Yanks, 11% over, 6% under. 2 games left, and this one I could give a shit about. I have no interest. I'm not even running a poll. Fuck this game. You guys bet it?
Yeah, I'll be playing Boston -1.5 again. I ended up playing it last night. I sent it out to some people.
What was even the score of that game? I didn't even turn it on.
I think like 10-2 or something like that. It was a shellacking. 7-0. Sorry. So yeah, I'm going to continue to play Boston. They're the hottest team in baseball right now, or if not one of the hottest teams in baseball. I think they have the best record in the last like 20 days or something like that. So playing really good. So I'm all over Boston.
And Toast took the words right out of my mouth. I'm on Boston in this one as well.
Wow.
It's pretty much an auto bet. Like this team is, like he said, hot as fish grease is like I like to say. And the A's, man, they're the worst team in baseball, man. So until the Red Sox want to cool off, man, I'm just gonna keep riding them. I love what I'm seeing from them right now, and I think they light up the A's today. So I'll let that run line.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about this game. Let's move on. Twins at Mariners. This one pissed me off. I thought I had it. Last night. I had the Twins. I was a little. I didn't get angry because I had already clinched the winning day. But if the Twins won, it would have been a very good day. They didn't. They blew the lead. And then did you watch the end of the game? They hit a 3-run homer in the ninth, Toast. I don't know if you turned.
Yeah, Max Kepler.
Yeah.
A nice one. Cash the over for everybody.
Oh wow, I didn't even notice that. But I'm going. Oh, you know what? Before I say it, let's run a poll. Twins, Mariners, over, under.
If you guys know Sauce, you know where he's going.
Hey, whoa. No spoilers. I might be
anything.
I might be
If they
taking
know
Seattle.
you.
I might be taking Seattle.
I know. And like I said, if they know you, we'll see where they go. It could be Seattle.
I'm on the Twins here. I'm taking the Twins here. Toast ruined the suspension. But I guess everyone in the chat knows that this Seattle franchise is a disgraceful one. It's just not an organization I trust. But really, jokes aside, Bailey Ober's been good as hell this year, and he's been good as hell on the road. Have you seen this dude's numbers on the road this year? He's got a 2.01 ERA, 0.77 WHIP, a 3.62 expected FIP. Bailey Ober's been a monster on the road. And by the way, he's pitched in Cleveland. He's pitched in Tampa. He's pitched in Dodger Stadium. He hasn't even had a cotton candy schedule or anything. Like, he's been good. These Mariners bats suck. I don't care if they found a way to score 7 last night. They're not good. Ober's going to shut them down. They're 5 of 27 lifetime against Bailey Ober. Okay, so here's where it gets dicey. I like Brian Wu. It's kind of hard not to like this kid. And And the Twins don't really have the tools to exploit his weaknesses because he does have some shitty looking numbers against lefty bats. They are improving, but he does have some shitty looking splits against lefty bats. Twins only have 4 lefties in their lineup, and their main pieces are righties, so it's not even like they have significant lefties in their lineup. They just don't have the tools. If this was Baltimore, I'd be down to fade them because they have so many lefties, but not the Twins. They just don't have the right lineup for that. So I actually think Brian Woo's going to pitch well. But I trust the Twins bats more than Seattle. I trust the Twins bullpen because Munoz and Sewald. Mariners bullpen is cooked, by the way. Let me pull that up. I should have had that ready to show you guys. I'm sorry. Should have had a screenshot ready, but I'll read it off to you so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. All right, ready for this? Mariners bullpen. The closer, Sewald, 2 days in a row, probably not available. They're an 8th inning guy, Munoz, 2 days in a row, probably not available. Their other guy, Matt Brash, who Toast said himself is their 3rd best arm, 2 days in a row, not available. So the Mariners are missing their 3 most crucial bullpen arms. That's the money here. If it was just Bailey Ober versus Brian Wu, this would probably be a pass for me, maybe an under, but that's the key. Plus money. It's the Mariners bullpen missing their 3 best arms. That's what we're playing. If you don't want to bet this game, maybe wait until the Mariners have a 2-1 lead, live bet the shit out of the Twins.
Yeah, let's do that. So Mariners first 5 on the run line at plus at plus 110, and then Brian Wu 8+ strikeouts at plus 135.
8?
I think 8.
Oh, come on,
Ocho.
dude.
Toast.
Oh, come on, dude.
I love it.
Is that how I sound?
No, that's just the best. I don't have very many impressions. That's all I got. That's the best I can do. So yeah, you talked about it. They don't really have a whole bunch of right-handed bats that are kind of strikeout prone for me. I really, really like what this kid has done. Only 4 strikeouts his last time out against Houston, but 7 against the Giants, 7 against Washington. He had 9 against the White Sox, another 7 against the Angels. He had a couple other starts in there as well, but this kid's been absolutely fantastic. No way in hell I can get behind Seattle in the full game, though. Like Sauce said, their bullpen is completely taxed. But I do think that there's a pretty decent advantage here in the first 5 with Seattle, showing a little bit of life last night with those bats. But to Sauce's point, Bailey Ober's been my guy this year too. I really like him. And he's pitched really well his last 2 starts, both of them against Baltimore. So that's kind of weird. His last road start, that was in Baltimore against Detroit. He went 6 innings, gave up 3 runs. So I'm not trying to say that Ober's bad and the Mariners are going to get to him. I think this could be 2-1 Mariners after 5. Like Sauce said, maybe 3-1, whatever. But it's only Mariners in the first 5 for me. And I expect Wu to deal. And I expect him to go late. That's why I like those strikeouts, because they're going to need a little bit of length from him. They haven't got a ton of it from him. He usually only goes 6, but hopefully he can maybe go 7 tonight. We'll see.
Jay, am I typing in Twins money line for you?
Mariners.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
boy.
With
I'm
no
rolling
bullpen. He's betting a bullpenless team tonight.
I know, but I'm kind of with Toast. I think Wu comes out with his best stuff tonight. Probably goes pretty deep, and I don't think it's going to matter who the Mariners put in late. So when I look at this one, man, the Twins, they're starting to get fairly easy for me to figure out. I mean, they're not that complicated of a team. They're a 50-50 team, and when you look at it and when you go back and look at their schedule, they beat who they're supposed to and they lose who they're supposed to. It's just what they are. They're a fairly, average
They're supposed
team
to win tonight.
I don't think so. I think Brian Wu and the crew get this one done at home. I think the bats show up a little more kind of like they did yesterday, and I think they get their 3rd straight win. So I'm going to roll with Wu.
See this screen right here? I'm going to screenshot this moment right here, and then I'm going to tweet and tag both of you guys in it when the Twins win. Twins money line versus a couple of Seattle bettors.
Let's do
Seattle
it.
can win it from me, and I can win both my bets. So
Our viewership is pretty closely split. 38% Seattle, 35% Minnesota. So it seems like we're split down the middle here. All right, 20% under, by the way, that one. So that's a lot for total. So a lot of people betting the under in this one. All right, before the community parlay, let's run the 6 pick real quick. So I keep calling it the 6 pick, but it's not. It's a 3 pick. It pays out 6 times. I lost by 1. What was the leg we lost on, Prop Reaver? It was a 4 strikeouts. He only got 3. Brandon Williamson. We lost by 1K. We needed 1 more K out of him. But tonight's is, all right. Tehran, higher than 3.5 earned runs. Higher than 3.5. Michael Grove, higher than 3. Mitch Keller, higher than 2.5. I'm going all ups. Runs. In case you don't have Underdog, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what Underdog is, but it's available in these states, highlighted in orange. Use the promo code BET, B-E-T, to get your $100 deposit matched. Now, let's win one of these community parlays, shall we?
Hey, come on, it's the community parlay. What's
All
up?
right, let's get the community parlay up. It's been a while. We need one. The community's hungry for a win. Let's get them one.
Let's get them one.
All right, community parlay. Let's see. The community parlays during like NFL Sunday morning show are going to be wild, by the way. It's going to be like 1,000 votes. All right. Let's go with first up, Phillies. We'll go. Did Dodgers or Orioles? Orioles won the poll. Pirates or Guardians? Guardians, definitely. And then Padres or Blue Jays? Padres. All right, first leg. Vote them up.
The props I got on my list: Corey Seager over 1.5 total bases at -105. Gunnar Henderson over 1.5 total bases at +105. Francisco Lindor over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at -120. And then Brian Wu over 6.5 Ks at -150. -115. I decided to play the 8, but you can play -6.5 too. I also have like a 5 hit parlay I posted on Twitter as well. That's +540 that I really like.
First leg is the Phillies money line. Starting off with a -200. I want to take Brian Wu's under now because you guys got me fired up for that game. It's like not even one of my bigger bets, but now I'm like I might double down.
Do it.
You guys just all over this Mariners team. It's not even a good team.
Let's go, Brian Wu.
Did the Reds won the poll, didn't they, against the Giants? Yeah. Oh, actually, I don't think I ran a poll in that one, but I'll put the Reds on in case people want to do the Reds. But
I'm placing a 3-team parlay. If anybody wants to tell it, I am rolling with It was the underdogs. I was going with hold on, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 3-dog parlay. Spit it out.
Diamondbacks. Hey, I know we're going there tonight. We're going Diamondbacks. We're going Blue Jays against the Padres. And the last one was just the Red Sox on the right line. But yeah, the two.
I don't hate that Blue Jays pick. I mean, I didn't bet that game, but it's sharp. I don't hate it. It's tough because of Musgrove, but I don't hate that pick. And also, did you want to add Twins to that? To your underdog parlay there? Throw the Twins at +115 in there. All right, let's third leg coming. By the way, the Braves won that second one.
Yeah, I'm sure they
So
did.
Phillies and Braves.
Phillies and Braves so far. Now we got Nats won the poll. Rays or Rangers? Rangers definitely won. Tigers, Royals. Tigers definitely won. Astros, Rockies. I didn't even run a poll, so let's skip. Yankees, Angels. I think everyone was on the Angels there. I know we all were.
Yeah.
Third leg coming. Yeah, Don Bracey. I mean, I wouldn't say I hate parlays. I advise against them. That being said, this is for everyone. I mean, you got to give the people what they want. People want parlays, they'll give them out. But I mean, if I have videos up explaining the math on why parlays are mathematically not smart bets, but doesn't mean you can't gamble and have some fun.
Yeah, there's the difference between trying to make money and using parlays on a daily basis and gambling, making straight bets, and then throwing a couple parlays in there to have fun with your friends. There's a huge difference.
Right. It's like if I said alcohol is bad from you. Doesn't mean I never have a drink. I'm just saying, like, it's bad for you.
Yeah.
Rangers dominated this one, by the way. Rangers money line.
Whew, we got a huge odds parlay tonight. Phillies, Braves, Rangers.
Yeah.
Community.
I did Phillies, Boston, St. Louis for 270. I just threw a half unit on it.
So for the last leg, we'll go Mariners.
Community.
We'll go Red Sox, and then we'll go a couple second places. We had
Cardinals, got to be right.
the Cardinals. No, the Reds had second place there. Orioles and Reds. So Orioles. All right, last leg of the parlay. Let's finish it up.
Let's get it, community.
Yeah, we need a win. The community needs a win. Red Sox looking like they're going to take it. So another one of heavy favorites. Looks like, Red Sox by a blowout.
5-10.
5-10. Another super chalky parlay, but that doesn't mean it's not going to hit. Community parlay today is Phillies, Braves, Rangers, Red Sox plus 510. Thank you as always for tuning in. Make sure if you don't already, I'm sure you probably, guys, most of you probably already do, but make sure you follow Jay on Twitter. His name's right there. Parlay God Jay under right there. Appreciate him coming on. And me and Toast will be back. Who's coming on tomorrow? I think it's FTB. I'll have to check my DMs, but we'll be back tomorrow. Shit. I also have to, it might be 11 a.m. We might do two. I might come on at 11 a.m. for a few day games and then again at 4 p.m. I'll let you know. I'll tweet it out when I know. So everyone remember to bet responsibly tonight. Have a good day and hit us up on Twitter if you need us. And we're